totally calling your number. Nobody's answering. How dare you have this number flashing across the screen and no one's answering?
Oh, fuck.
If you would answer, I mean, seriously, it's the least you could do.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to The Least We Can Do with your hosts, Jimmy and Dwayne. What up?
All right.
Hey.
Turn that shit down. All right. Welcome to the show, The Least We Could Do, coming to you again from Austin, Texas. It is the 9th of January in the Lord's year 2021. Not much happened this week, but we are here to talk to you about it. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on Twitch.
Oh,
we're
Tyler Hill
on the YouTubes. And I'm joined, of course, as I am every week, by the lovely, the talented. He's got shades on, his hat's backwards to identify him as an Antifa operative. All the operatives will have their hats turned backwards. Mr. Dwayne Primo, how are you, buddy?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's been a week, but I'm here. I'm alive. My future is bright. I got my shades on. My Saints are in the playoffs.
Speaking of playoffs, brah. The Washington football team just scored a touchdown. I'm sure Mr. Eric Brooks is watching us and then has the game muted. He's a big fan of the Tribe as well. We can't call him the Tribe anymore. We're just the Washington football team. And then also, we could not do this show week in, week out. And I'd just like to say,
wait, hold on. That's Washington football team and the Bucks, right?
The Buccaneers, yes, it is.
Fuck you, Tom Brady, you bastard!
Right? Oh my God, did they miss?
Fuck Tom Brady!
It bounced off the upright, the extra point.
Let's go.
It is 9-7 Buccaneers right now. We'll be keeping the score updates coming as playoff football is happening. As
Aaron Johnston is sucking up.
Right, he is, and we got a big game on Monday. But speaking of big game, Kyle Bauer, our producer, how you doing, bud? What's up with that thing on your head?
Okay. It's just a hat. Just a beanie.
What is it? A hat? It looks like a bandana. I thought it was a bandana.
It's just a hat. Just a hat.
I don't know what you're talking about, Tyler.
What's going on? Something wrong with your eyes? Are you having private conversations with the chat already, Dwayne?
Sorry, man. I'm sorry. This is why I shouldn't be in charge of the chat. I tried to tell you this last week.
I'm doing it from now on. I'm doing it. Taking over.
Kyle,
first off, I have to tell you guys about the Ancient Astronaut Theorist University. Is one of our sponsors this evening.
Ancient Astronaut Theorist University.
Well, they gave us pins.
Yeah, we got pins. They said if you sell these pins, you can make money off of that, and we're looking forward to that. Ancient Astronaut Theorist University. Soon you will be able to enroll. Enrollment is coming. COVID has everything shut down right now, but they're looking for a way to. I mean, they've got a webmaster that is very similar to. Oh, we're not allowed to say master. Is that right? They have a web guy.
You'll be able to buy those pins on the leastwecoulddo.com store. Maybe someday in the future, if it ever gets finished.
I believe we got a phone call.
They're on. They're on Jimmy's Bazaar.
Jimmy's Bazaar.
Go to Jimmy's Bazaar to get some Astronaut Ancient Theorist University pins.
We're talking about our sponsors right now.
Mustache hair that keeps going up my fucking nose. It's driving me insane, man.
These are the internal conversations in your brain that should not be on the microphone.
This might be the night to go whaler.
Austin Facial Hair Club. merch store. Go there for orders right now for a limited time. If you buy something, I am the one that's shipping the stuff. I will throw something random in. You're going to get something for free. Every order gets something for free, and it's either cool or it's cool. I mean, it's that easy.
Get one of these fancy
Styco's,
don't shave hoodies.
No, we don't have any of those in stock.
God
Styco's
damn it.
Nut Scrub, cleaning Texas one nut at a time. And do we have Poop Knife?
Oh, Dylan, don't tempt me.
Absolutely, we got Poop Knife.
The original Poop Knife. New sponsor tonight. We are giving one away tonight.
We're
Next
giving
week.
one away?
No, next week. We're giving one away next week.
Next week.
Guess fucking what? The drinking word of the day is
Poop Knife.
Fucking Poop Knife. It's one word.
Everybody get your drinks and drink heavily because that's what we're doing tonight.
Yeah, we're tonight.
Okay, we've got a jam-packed show. We've got Jay Whitecotton, who's going to be joining us in a little bit. He's a very good, very funny comedian. He is going to be joining us. He's out of Austin. He also does some singing and some songwriting, and he's a writer. And when during the course of the events this week, which pretty turbulent week, we had the runoffs on Tuesday for the Senate seats, the 2 Senate seats that were up for grabs. Was it going to go blue? Was it going to go red? We had that going on Tuesday. Then we had the certification of the votes by the House and the Senate for Biden on Wednesday, and then we had civil war on Wednesday afternoon. And listen,
very civil, by the way, very civil war. They were extremely fucking polite, stayed in the ropes. It was great.
So look, we're not going to get. We've promised not to get political. We've promised over and over and over not to talk about politics. But you guys just keep jamming it right down our throats and say, Jimmy, what is your opinion?
No, they don't.
No, they don't care. Nobody cares. Listen, I have been killing it on the Facebook. I'm doing all the social justice that I can out there, trying to educate people and get them to think exactly as I think. But today I heard there was a wonderful conversation with a lady, and I don't remember her name.
Before you get into that conversation with the lady, I gotta let you know that we gotta finish up the sponsors, Fluffy White Biscuits, and least not least, Talking Beards. Shut the fuck up, Jimmy. I'll take care of this.
Jesus.
And that is it tonight. So that is what the sponsors are. But now you tell me about that lady.
Okay, this lady was talking about how, there's certain things, like, hey, isn't this the most comfortable couch? And I tell you that it's the most comfortable couch. And then you're like, it's not the most comfortable couch, but it's a matter of taste. It's a matter of what our butts are comprised of, like, what is your butt like?
Do you sit on the couch often?
What is my butt like? I sit on the couch, and I've got a terrible couch. I got this couch from Brian Nelson. This is like a lobby couch. This is not a couch made for sitting. I'm going to tell you right now, I think this couch gave me hemorrhoids. I think it gave me a hemorrhoid. I don't know what a hemorrhoid is, but I don't touch my butt.
You what a hemorrhoid is if you like.
And I don't go in there and investigate. Like I've made 3 or 4 doctor's appointments over the course to just like, be like, hey man, I think I broke my toe, and then I'm gonna be slide the, hey, can you look at my butt? And I mean,
colonoscopy the day that Star Wars Rogue One opened, and I went and saw that fucking movie. I don't remember it, but
what is involved in a colonoscopy? Is that where
you get? I don't know, because they knock you out. So I don't know what happened.
What do you mean they knocked
rolled
you
on my
out?
side, and they fucking put you out. They put me out.
But do you drink that iridium or that
It's like
stuff?
some charcoaly shit. I don't know, something.
Yeah.
And then they scope your ass. They
So they put a
camera in your
scope
anus.
up there.
Yeah.
How far up do they go?
I don't know. I was sleeping.
But it's so far up that you have to be asleep. Okay,
I mean, I don't know if you have to be asleep or they just wanted me to be asleep.
Is there residual pain from the butt?
No. I mean, I don't know. Do you think that that's what's causing my current issues? Where are you going? Why are you leaving me in my time of need? Fuck.
Well, we're talking about poop, so I just thought it'd be
Kyle was doing comments. What the fuck is happening?
It'd be a good time for us to bring out the poop knife. Just want to let you know. No, you don't need this. Like, I got two. Aaron Johnston sent me.
He didn't put a whole camera crew up there, Aaron.
He sent me two poop knives, but you're telling me you're not having solid stools, so you don't even need this.
No, I haven't had. I had one solid stool like a week ago.
Okay. This is the stuff that our audience comes for.
Yeah.
What is going on with you? Are you stressed or do you have worms?
I don't know. I wish I had worms, man. I'm gaining so much weight. It's ridiculous.
Okay.
Quitting smoking. I think that's what did it. My wife mentioned it earlier today. She's like,
your body's expelling toxins, and so the inside of your
need something to take my mind off of going outside and fixating on smoking a cigarette, But
they say it takes about 20 seconds to beat the craving. So like when you're and then also I find that when I try and quit, which I tried to quit on Monday, I woke up, said, you know what, I've got a couple of cigarettes in this pack. I crushed them up, threw them away. That was a lie. I just lied to you. I just left them at home. And then I went to work and I was like, I'm not going to smoke any cigarettes. I got to about 9:30. I get there at 7:45. And I was like, guys, I got to go walk down the street and get a pack of cigarettes. And
I'm at 25 days, 20 hours, and 27 minutes.
I'm at about 5 minutes, or no, 13 minutes. I finished up right before we got on the
air. Are we into this episode?
So, well, look, I am sorry that your poops are squishy. I hope that you can have some solid poops, and I am praying. I'm not praying because I mean the consistency that you're going to need in a poop for this to come into play is the poop of my nightmares. But the good news is I will have this.
Who is Hang with Jesus, Jimmy? You should not.
I don't know.
Watching this
I love Hang with Jesus. And I miss Dylan. I miss my boy Dylan. Okay, so we've got like I said, we've got Jay joining us in a little bit, and we're going to talk about some of the stuff that happened this week because there's a something that needs to happen is all the whataboutism. I've got a serious problem with the way that because when you were a kid or if you're a parent, you've done that, like, no, you don't do that in our house. And they're like, but somebody else did it. Why can't I do it? That is what we sound like as Americans. Now, look, can we say, hey, the protests that turned violent because police were killing people after we've said countless numbers of times not to kill people was justified because the Philadelphia Eagles fans burnt Philly after they won the Super Bowl? Can we say that? Can we say the Philadelphia Eagles were justified because the Boston Tea Party? No, it's a false premise. And or can we? Look, the thing is, it's apples and oranges. Protests over police brutality, and then riot and coup attempt over false false claims that the election was rigged, stolen, and that there was still a chance that it could be overturned. It was all a lie to a lot of people. And of course, they're mad as shit when they find out, wait, this asshole's been asking for our money, saying that we're going to stop the steal. And I sent my entire $600 stimulus check, which took way too fucking long to show up in my direct deposit bank account. And you're telling me I took a bus ride with a bunch of these mouth breathers all the way here, and here I am with these custom printed shirts that I said, that I spent my $1,200 check from March on, and you're telling me that this was all a ruse? I'm gonna kick in some windows over at the Capitol. I understand why they were angry, and
I saw some folks being interviewed that, like, they really, really believed that he meant that he was walking to the Capitol with him, and they thought he was somewhere ahead of them or behind them. Like, they were so disappointed when they realized that dude hauled ass, went home, crawled in the bunker, so waiting for the shitstorm to pass.
There are reports that some of these folks had plans to kidnap Mike Pence.
Yeah.
How did he become the bad guy? Like,
I saw a video. Someone posted a video on Twitter, and you could hear him in the background going, "Hang Mike Pence, hang Mike Pence."
Insanity.
I'm sure those were Antifa. I'm sure.
Look, George W. Bush. I was not a fan of his. We got into a war based on false pretenses, and he basically let Cheney run that government and fleece the military and our coffers. And they did not raise interest rates, and they basically set us up for a real estate collapse, and the savings and loan collapse, and then all the businesses and the bailouts and all that. And but would have been fun to hang out with him and have a beer. Mike Pence, if I was a praying man, I bet I'd probably go to a pray circle with him. He's just got a calming voice. The way he talks, it's smooth as silk.
Yeah.
But I don't trust him, and I'm pretty sure he's got some crazy kink somewhere hidden. The fact that he can't be in a room with another woman unless his wife is there is a weird thing. But some people have weird things. You've got weird things.
Is that court ordered that he can't be in another room?
I think it's just it was part of their vows. Like I promised to
like a
have and hold and through sickness and health, and I promised to never be in a room alone with another woman unless you were there, mother. And he calls his mom
like woman. Is it okay if it's like a pre-op?
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know the terminology well enough to get into it, but
yeah, so it's best to just maybe step around the land field, diving right into it. I don't know the rules of Mike Pence. What I'm saying is the guy is Cuckzilla, right? He's Cuckzilla. And then but the poor guy is just thrown under the bus by Trump. Like, what a terrible life this guy is going to lead, because he is attached to him like white on rice. I can't see Pence having much of a career after this, other than some sort of really slow speaking, boring commentator on Fox. You got it, Kyle.
I don't know if that's a comment. That's our producer. So,
yeah,
to you, Jim. No more.
He just said stop talking politics. So anyway, we're crazy week. The Dems won the two races. We now have a virtual tie in the Senate. The tying vote goes to Kamala Harris is the presiding president of the Senate, and
Jimmy got a poop knife.
I got a poop knife. Right before the show.
Said it twice.
Now, if you don't know this, I am a picker. I buy stuff, and I bought a print. It's I'll have to look up that Sather or something is the artist. I bought a print and I got contacted this week by the daughter of the artist, and she said, "Hey, I'd really like to buy that from you. I'm building a cabin for my mom. Like I'm gonna do this this thing to honor her, and I've got just about all of her paintings in print form and in original form, but I'm just trying to collect as many of them as possible, and they're going to build this awesome cathedral to her mother while she's still living. That's their plan, and I just handed it off to her. She bought it, local pickup, and I just want to let everybody know
the daughter of the artist.
The daughter of the artist reached out. I had one of her.
Given it to her. Why'd you sell it to her? Why don't you just give it to her?
You
Why
know,
be a prick and sell
I thought about that. Well, look, it's the principle. You know.
Yeah.
I bought it.
I see what you're saying.
It. I put it up for sale. Now
Mhm.
I gave her a $5 family discount. Are you saying that I should have just given it to her?
Should have just given it to her. I would have just given it to her.
I paid like $3 for that.
Oh my God. What'd you sell it for? 30?
It was I think listed for $29.95. I think I knocked it down to $24.95. But it's really nice. It's nicely framed.
Did you charge her shipping?
No. She picked it up.
You had to go downstairs?
No, like a stair charge.
Yeah.
No, I didn't do that.
I mean,
but
were you in the sauna when she came to get it?
No.
That would have been creepy.
No. But every once in a while I have some really interesting sales and purchases. I forget the name of the show, but some of my lunch boxes ended up in a failed TV show pilot a couple years ago. And then also I had this vintage dildo from like the 60s, and it was like this Indian squaw, a Native American lady squaw, and then it, like right in front of her was like a polar bear that was like the little stimulator, you know, the spot stimulator, and it had like a cord on it, so it was wired, but you put batteries in it, and so it had a little bit of a
wires in the 60s.
Yeah. And then and I sold that, and then I looked up the person's name that bought it because his address was Rodeo Drive.
Rodeo
Drive.
Yeah.
I looked up he's on Rodeo Drive. I looked him up, and he was a famous movie director.
Oh wait, it was Rodeo Drive.
Yeah,
you're right.
Yeah,
the first time. I think.
Dude,
I think there's someone in studio just knocked on the door. That sounded terrible.
You're doing
Did you freeze?
You're just doing Foley now. Is that what's happening? Okay. All right. Well, let's bring him on. He's been sitting around listening to us ramble. I think he came on for a sound check, but we're in the show, so let's just do a sound check live. Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring to the show right now the king of funny, the maestro of hilariousness, and he's still alive during this crazy year, and so it's worth at least talking to him.
Yeah.
Let's get him on the air. Mr. J. Whitecotton.
Yay! Can you hear that? How'd that come through? Come through all right?
Oh,
all right,
beautiful.
fuck yeah. I'm sorry. I'm really tired, guys. I just got back from Washington, D.C., and I'm a little exhausted.
Are you wearing a leotard, Jay?
No, just my casual wear that I always wear whenever I travel.
Gotcha.
Right. Now, Jay,
I find airport security is a lot easier if you just go. Yeah.
You're from, am I wrong when I say that you're originally from the DC area?
No, I am born in Austin, Texas.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't want to disparage your name, but I've just done it.
Yeah, one of 7 people that was born in the city.
Well, tell us, what is the origin of Whitecotton?
Oh, dude, we don't even know. It's my dad told me he was Indian, but he was a drunk in a kilt. I've heard that it was a combination of the names White and Cotton from two different families, and the dude had no money. And back then, if the woman had the money, you just had to combine names to get her wealth, which would make sense because there's a lot of deadbeats. I've also heard that we were weird gypsies that just traveled here and then decided to call ourselves Whitecotton because after 1642, we have no idea where the fuck we came from. We actually just mysteriously showed up.
I like that. I like that one better. I like that.
I do too. Yeah.
Well,
Were you just
no
gonna-
one knows.
what's your last name? Well, it's White Cotton. Yeah, White Cotton. That's perfect.
Nothing goes together better than White and Cotton.
I mean,
So born and raised in Austin.
I personally hate the name, to be quite honest. Before the quarantine hit and everybody was kind of stuck, my name was never racist up until like I started comedy. No one gave a shit. And now, like in Austin, if I go to a door deal, they look at my ID. The last time someone commented on this door girl said, "Oh," she goes, "What's your last name?" I go, "It's Whitecotton." She goes, "Oh, that's unfortunately racist." And I still don't know what the fuck that means.
how do you respond?
Because
to that
it. Well, I didn't respond well. I implied like, what is fortunately racist? When is a moment where, oh, thank God they were racist?
Yeah.
I told her to stop projecting, and whatever the hate is in her heart, she doesn't need to put on me because I'm a good person. And I promise you, she started crying. She legit said, "I don't want to be racist." I'm like, well, you kind of are.
Well, I mean, there's probably quite a few people that had the last name Hitler after World War II, right? And I'm sure that they probably changed their last name. You just after a while,
They all changed it. They all changed their last name, and in fact, I think his brother or his cousin changed the name and refused to have children, specifically so the future generations wouldn't bring back a Hitler and glorify him.
Now, I heard he also would club himself about the genitals to assure that he would never have children.
Well, not everyone is terrible.
Yeah. Jake,
By the way, like I'm not really good at this, so I feel like I'm yelling at the drive-through, and in your speakers, you're like, "Why is this guy screaming his like Big Mac order at us?" Is this coming out all right?
during the pandemic, have you done any of these interviews?
Yes,
No,
Jay. Yes,
I
Jay.
purposely avoided
Sounds
it.
good.
Thanks, buddy.
And yes, you're sounding fine. I hear you sound wonderful, and I'll tell you if nothing's sounding good. I mean, we've got a little bit of a delay, so if we if we just wait a second for you to answer, that's fine. But
Okay.
this is the thing. You are a comedian. You have your pulse on what's funny. Was there anything funny that happened this week?
Just out with the guys, having a good time. If a riot breaks out, like I didn't even know it was about Trump. We were just there to party and saw a bunch of people run into the Capitol. I thought, fuck, this sounds like a fun idea. It wasn't until I got home, people were like, "Jay, I didn't know you were a racist conservative." And I was like, I'm not conservative.
I'm a libertarian. Do you
All right,
think?
hold on 1 second. I'm going to take this stupid shit off because I genuinely thought you were going to go straight into the Washington, D.C. shit.
Well,
And a
our
candle.
producer, we probably should have just talked about the Washington DC shit with you, but then Kyle made me all self-conscious and was like, "Stop talking about politics." We do see the viewers start to funnel off. We did just join a new network.
Good. Fuck them.
Yes.
I'm afraid of things being political and divisive. Grow up, you fucking bitch.
We
I am
also-
tired. No more unity. I am tired of all this fucking preaching for unity. Unity doesn't exist. It's never existed, and it's not good for progress. If you want shit to get better, you're going to want fucking conflict. You need things butting its head. Shutting down communication or I'm uncomfortable with ideas is not how society grows.
Yeah.
I amen
Banning
to
people
that.
from social media so we can't hear what the fuck they're saying is not a good idea.
It's not a good idea, but I think, and what do you think about this, Jay? What if they were to allow him to keep tweeting, but they just stopped the comments? Because that's where I lose my mind when I go look at.
No, the comments are the best part. That's where you see the fabric of society fall apart, and you really see human beings for who they are. Do you want to know the biggest fucking lie that every politician has been selling you the past couple of days? It's been this lie. We're better than this. No, we are not. We're not fucking better. This is who we are. Embrace it. Maybe we can move forward, but we can't move forward if we don't accept the fact that at our base, we're fucking garbage. Like the foundation of this country was a bunch of angry, wealthy people pissed off at a tea tax who had already wasted Britain's wealth fighting the Indian War and the French because we started that fight. We started a fight against France over territory in Ohio or some shit. And then Britain had to come in like Big Brother and save our ass and then charged us for it by having taxes because, hey, guess what? War's kind of expensive. And we're like, fuck you, not my country. Don't tread on me. And then we threw a bunch of tea in the ocean and then called this country free for all mankind, unless you're a woman or black or Mexican.
Right.
Right.
It's a pretty good summary of American history.
Yeah, American history in just 2 minutes.
And then I feel like we are really good at getting gaslighted as a society. You know, like we have been told over the last basically my observation is that the Tea Party started and the whole birther thing started with Obama, and these people started to show their racism. The racism started to boil up, right? And it was always there, but it just started boiling up with the Ted Cruzes and the Tea Party folks. And you know, they called it Obamacare instead of the American or the Affordable Care Act. And then when I heard Obama, I heard it as another way when it would roll off of some people's tongues. And then, you know, anytime you say, well, the reason you're saying that is because you're racist. And it's like, I'm not racist. You're racist for saying I'm racist. And now I'm just like so scared to call people racists who are racist. How do I tell my friends that they're racist?
Here's a good way to start. Just say, I introduce myself as like, hi, I'm Jay Whitecotton. I'm a racist.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I'll say something really positive and nice.
Okay.
What you're talking about, like this whole, like nothing's ever started. It started thousands of years ago. What we're dealing with right now is we're in a reactionary culture. And every time something happens, the American attitude is, fuck you, I'm going to go over here. And so we're constantly in a pendulum reacting to one thing and then the other thing happens. That's why you have one political party in charge for a while and then it swings to the other. And you see that happening a lot faster as technology and information and society starts doubling up and becoming faster itself. Mm-hmm. Like the rate of information that's doubling is unsurmountable. If you look at thousands of years, what people knew for 1,000 years, that would double like at 1,000 years. And then all of human information would double like at every 100 years. And now it's every 5 minutes. Just there's a constant flood of information that we're all just reacting to back and forth.
So how does this all translate to jokes on stage?
Well, that was an incredible segue. Let's start there. Let's just start there. Okay, I think I can do that. You know, I can only speak for myself, and I apologize if I sound like I'm being declarative. That's just I'm very anxious and uncomfortable in most conversations. So please don't mistake my tone that I feel like I know what the fuck I'm talking about. I just need to say that up front. For me in comedy, I'm an outsider. I don't feel like I've ever belonged anywhere. So I'm a people watcher. I see things go down, and then I just interpret it from my own point of view, trying to be cognizant that, I'm not really connected to a lot of the things that are happening. So it's actually kind of easy if you approach it that way, like you're not human.
You're an alien observer, and you're able to abstract yourself from the sides in the matter, and then you can pick and choose and find the funny, and then you deliver it to the audience.
But there's a danger to that too. Is like I'm still. I try because like I'm an angry person at heart. I have a lot of anger, and I kind of react from anger. It's fun. I don't emotionally invest in my anger. I just enjoy it. Try to be conscious of is human beings, while garbage for the most part, also have it's kind of like a paradox. Like I have a lot of love even for people that I despise. Like how many times have you gotten in a fight with someone and you're like have you ever physically fought someone and then afterwards you're the best friends in the world, like you know each other in a more intimate way? Yeah, it's a little bit something like that. So I try to like if someone starts attacking me online or some shit, or how we kind of lose our mind with the same thinking when we're in our cars, like road rage and internet rage is the same thing. It comes from the same isolated self. Like this is my whole world, and it's very hard to see past that. So sometimes you got to shake people out of that, and the only way to do that is to get to know them. Look at their profile. Like, oh, this guy just had a baby, or someone's stressed out about this. Like, for example, I had a couple of friends who I hadn't talked to in a while, and I started seeing their Facebook messages, like their posts, and it was just "fuck you if you wear a mask. I don't wear a mask. I don't believe it. This is real," and everyone's just destroying them, and it's hilarious. But in my mind, I'm like, I'm not going to engage in that because everyone's kind of broken from what's happening, and everyone's response is slightly different than others, and how people handle tragedy and trauma and fear is different. And when you realize that most people are just insecure and afraid and they need a sense of control, that's what kind of inspires them to do actions like tell people that COVID isn't real and it's all a lie, or to storm the Capitol. It's just a bunch of hopeless people scared for the past year trying to find a sense of control. So it's very difficult to just destroy them without understanding the root cause of what's coming from. And then maybe if you start making jokes, in my mind, that address that and build from that, the people who would be reticent to listen to what you're saying would fuck yeah, no, that feels closer. Damn, man, I need to relax. And I think that's more healthier and more productive.
Right. Now, I've heard people say, well, we just need to laugh during this time, and thank you for this because it's allowed us to laugh, and then the comedy clubs are shut down, and the open mics are kind of shut down, and during this time, how thankful are you that you don't have to listen to these first timers up on stage at an open mic doing COVID and pandemic jokes?
I purposely try not to be a snob in that way. I feel like that kind of attitude is adopted by it's an insecurity. Like the way I would tell a comic this, like I'd be like, hey Jimmy, if we're at a mic and you're like, man, these fucking kids, I'd be like, it's none of my business. One, what they do on stage, and two, that's always going to be an element of 90% of comedy sucks when you get right down to it. And honestly, let people fail, like that's going to be a thing that like the more people are doing the same hacky shit, the easier it is to go, oh, okay, I can't go down that road. I got to do a different thing. So you kind of need them too. And they'll find their way. Like everyone's trying. It's what I get offended about, or what upsets me, if I see someone bully or being unnecessarily trying to match the aesthetic of what it feels like to be a comedian. And you find that more and more as we become like a simulated culture. I don't know if this will make sense, and I apologize because it's not like well thought out. I'm still working it. But the Matrix came out, and then suddenly people just started talking about how we're all living in a simulation, like it wasn't a fucking movie. You know what I mean? And that's like the predominant QAnon. Like, what if this is all simulation computer? No, we're not in a simulation. This is real life. Unfortunately, because we project and we personify physical objects that don't actually have personalities, we're creating our own individual simulations. So it's a simulated culture. So instead of having people go out and do the thing or be the thing, they take pictures of themselves doing the thing, but they don't actually do the thing consistent. So that's why if someone's on Facebook and they're holding a microphone with a brick wall behind them, they're just simulating that, hi, this is my personality, this is my whole being. And it's gross. It's very gross. You see this in music too. You know, a lot of people pretend to be musicians, but they're not. No one's a thing. There's no success. If you want to make it entertainment, be a rich kid. And then after that, it's whatever the fuck you pretend you are.
If your dad's got enough money, you're gonna succeed. I never felt at home as a comic. I was never a comic. I was a radio dude, wanting a career in radio. Moved down here, was trying to build a name for myself on stage. I had a lot of fun at it, but I never did the work. And a lot of my friends were like, "Why don't you ever write a joke, Jimmy?" But I did have fun, and then I got to meet folks like you, and unfortunately, like Lane Clearup, I met him.
Unfortunately, Lane.
Yeah,
Lane's great.
But so he's great. We're gonna have him on soon. So we're gonna go from Whitecotton to maybe next week. We're gonna have the whitest rapper in Austin on.
Oh, great!
And
like finally, you booked a comic that I've heard of. And then we're going to go back to some fucking no-name. Great. Thanks, Jimmy.
Oh, no. He sold me this phone. Lane sold me this phone. So shout out to Lane Crayer in his business. And you better give me a better deal next time.
Green iPhone Repair. I think he might have changed the name. He doesn't do iPhone repair anymore.
Looking for a provider. What do you guys use for provider?
For your cell phone? Are we just going to the cell phone conversation? Yeah. How is Cricket? How is Cricket?
I fucking love Cricket, man. Like, everyone shits on it, but whenever I'm by the border of Mexico and all my friends' phones don't work, mine comes out crystal clear, so fuck them.
Yeah. They offer good family plans, do you know?
Good family plans. It's on the Sprint AT&T network, and you know what? I don't have to put $500 fucking deposit down like Sprint asked me to. So
dude, I'm trying to bail. I'm trying to bail from the AT&T network because it fucking sucks in Pflugerville. And I mean, it's the middle of a pandemic. I never leave fucking Pflugerville.
What do you think? Jay works at a damn AT&T store?
No, we were talking about cell phones. I thought this was a good opportunity to ask for advice. What do you guys think about your fucking providers? Jesus. Sorry, I even came back. Oh.
What I like about cell phones is they just really bring us closer together.
How's are you spending a lot of time online watching this shitstorm in front of you? Are you engaging in any of the conversation? And then what I was going to say is, like, as a comedian, or when I was doing comedy, my goal was to gain followers and get people to like me on Facebook so that I could promote shit to them, right? So I have a good amount of
Hold on. Stop it. Hold on, Jimmy. Say that first sentence again. Please say that first sentence again.
He doesn't remember what the first sentence was.
What did I say? Did I say when I was a comedian?
Your whole goal when you were a comedian was to get followers and get your name out there so that you can provide content to them.
Goal should have been my favorite thing, motherfucker.
Well, no, think about that, because that's what people are doing now. It's the Tim Ferriss entrepreneurial bullshit side of trying to fake it till you make it. What fucked you from actually doing stand-up comedy? And I wish we had this conversation, because you might be in a different place. Is you should probably work on the content so you can give it to the people.
Well, yeah, but
Start
I'm
with the
talking
content.
everyone
wants to simulate doing the thing until it comes time to doing the actual thing, and then we all fall apart. And that's what's fucking people creatively. And I will scream to the rafters if anyone's listening and you are caught in this trap of trying to make appearances of something, but you really want to do something. I'm for you doing it. Please do it. Do not get caught up in the superficiality of trying to amount to something, because it's just a trap. It
is a fool's game.
There's only 10 comics that exist.
Just do the damn thing.
I appreciate you calling me a comedian. I don't call myself a comedian. I say I play guitar so I'll get laid.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you're a guitar player, and that's smooth. I can get behind that. You know, I can't play. I've got a Casio keyboard, and I was trying to jam some tunes, and I don't even know how to do the auto song thing.
That's because you were trying to get fans of your band before you wrote songs.
Well, I started a page. I've got We Now Malkovich.
No!
He's just trying to do videos to show the keyboard works so he can sell it on fucking eBay. That's the
that's a
only
great
reason.
idea. That's a great idea.
But Jay, I don't want to say that I was going out and getting people to like my comedy page, which I think I still do have one. Maybe Jimmy Preston Live if we were to find it. But it was, you know, it was I would get off the stage, one person would say, "Hey, that wasn't that shitty," and then I'd be like, "You should like me on Facebook."
Yeah,
and then
it's because you were taught that by hustlers.
Yeah, and now
frauds.
I have them. I have them, and I've got this collection of people on my Facebook feed that I don't even know, but I fight with them on a daily basis because I brought these people that I don't know into my life, and I've tortured myself with these outside people that I would never hang out with. So how do I navigate through that? These people that I don't know, and how do I stop caring about what they say?
I would say you should still care about what they say, but what you need to do is work on yourself and your own perception. There's a lot of people. I don't know if I'm proud of this, but I avoided a lot of that trap by not trying to just add randoms and be like, if someone's not going to enjoy what I do, like if they like have a bunch of Jesus stuff in their wall, like I'll either tell them, hey, we don't know each other. You should just know this about me, but I'm going to shit on everything that you fundamentally believe is what life is all about. And it's very difficult to argue with a Christian because they're trying to get you into heaven. It's a celestial joy of eternal life. And it's very difficult to go, fuck you, to someone who's trying to genuinely do what they think is the nicest thing. Like, I want you to have an eternity of happiness. And you're like, not for me. Are you going to be there? No, I don't want to be there then. Your attitude, what fucks you is you need to appreciate that, one, people are going to have different points of views because they come from different places. And most of them on both sides are copy and pasted from other points of views. It's like we're all playing a game of telephone where we're trying to mimic and parrot what other people are saying so we feel relevant to the moment. What you should do is allow people to have all the shitty views that they have, think about it, and respond kindly. Not nice, but be kind. Because nice is fake. It's dismissive, and it's just moving the conversation on. But kindness is more of I disagree. I think you're being dumb. I think there's a bad attitude. I don't think that's the whole of your character. So let's find out. You know, I wish I had a better way to phrase that.
That's a good philosophy. It makes sense.
Don't take yourself serious. So serious.
Take that advice to heart, Jimmy.
Well, no one deserves anything when it comes to, I'll say, in entertainment. In life, I feel people deserve respect, but in entertainment, people feel like they're owed a career or they're owed attention. And because it's an attention economy, you're having more people just try to gather eyes and create fan pages and view human beings as product, as set of connections to kind of draw from yourself. And that's why I refuse to have a fan page. I don't call people fans. And when people say
it's easy to see folks as a product when they're putting themselves out as a product. You know, nobody's being real.
Yeah. And those people, like, why are they doing it? Is because they're trying to pretend to be something. And it feels like that's a majority of culture. You see it in songs, music, art, and I don't find a lot of value in that. And I feel the pendulum, the reaction is going to be back to what is real, what is like you're seeing that now. Like with I've been thinking. Correct me, or maybe you can help me with this. The reason why we have the protests happening in Washington, D.C., and the reason why people are so conflicted is because you ever, I don't know if you're on Twitter, but when you get online and social media starts kicking off, whenever a movie comes out and everyone's divided, this is the greatest movie ever, hyperbole versus this is the worst movie ever. And if you have any knowledge of story structure and you're like, actually, this is a pretty shitty movie. Like, I'm talking about The Last Jedi. So there's people that genuinely think this is a great movie, and it's objectively and subjectively not. So we're dealing with two different truths here. And I feel like with reality television, people want to feel like the simulation is real. So everyone's conflicted with the idea of here is a product, here is a movie, here's a television. And if the actor is playing a gay role, but he's not a gay person in real life, everyone's very upset. There's a good reason for it, because gay people should have the right to get roles and not be passed over. But at the same time,
should they?
An actor, no, they're going to die and go to hell, and it's a violation of the Lord, our Savior. But that's not for me to judge.
A shitty actor doesn't mean you should have the role.
I'm not going to judge your evil lifestyle. That's up to my caring God, who will condemn you to a burning place of fire. But you see this in movies. Like if an actor plays like Eric Cartman is a piece of shit character expressing a point of view that gives the character Stan and Kyle something to conflict with. So you create a plot. But people are like, I don't like that character's point of view. I think Jim Halpert from The Office was actually a bad person. And you're like, you know what I love about television and movies? It's just no conflict. Just how everything just kind of happens, and it's never a situation. Yeah.
Did Jim ever get punched by Roy? Was there ever an altercation? I think it came close, but it was after Jim had already proposed to Pam.
I don't know. I'm not going through menopause, so I haven't watched it over and over again and called it therapy.
Okay, Jay. But what you're saying is some people say that The Last Jedi was good because there was a black lead character. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying that
is this the same thing? Same thing like Wonder Woman.
I'm saying that
has to be good because it was a woman. It was a movie about a woman, but they basically crashed the invisible jet. Is that what we're saying?
I'm saying it's like we're trying to project the real world onto fantasy entertainment. And I feel like that's why you have a bunch of people protesting in the Capitol and just feeling like they could just waltz into a federal building and not get shot in the fucking face. Like it's because everyone is demanding that movies and entertainment cover up the holes in the fabric of society.
So it's not just mob mentality and an entire group of people thinking, hey, we're all white, they're never going to shoot us.
Well, it's that, but it also comes to, I mean, that's entitlement and privilege. And that's a whole different conversation. But in the construct of entertainment, comedy, and film, we want everyone to try, like there's this thing that's happening because I feel like we live in a simulated culture that we want to have an attempt that everyone who's on stage is saying the absolute truth. Every movie character is representation. And while it's important to have representation and that argument should be had, we're in a conflict zone right now where everyone's kind of annoyed by it because they also feel a little guilty by it. And, you know, sometimes enough is enough. And one side takes it to the extreme. And then the people cut up in the middle define themselves by the argument. So they take over the entire stroke of the argument. And when it comes down to, you're like, what about just enjoying a fucking movie?
Yeah.
Let the movie tell the story, from it. You know? Why don't we work on real life instead of trying to pass it off to Hollywood? You know, the people not fucking children, to define our morals and what's good in society. And I think what I'm saying is people are too obsessed with media. We need to stop watching or obsessing over movies, music, and podcasts to define ourselves. And we need to start. You're welcome. I laid that out for you guys.
Yeah, the least you could do is ruin the show.
But we're turning our distractions into our realities, and it's creating dissonant worldviews where we're having a hard time talking to each other and making mistakes. You know, I'm purposely not coming into this prepared because I want to fumble a little bit. So maybe you can catch me in something, and then my neurons will go, "Oh wow, I just learned something." You know, and that takes active listening. It takes practice that people aren't willing to have because we're trying to protect our fragile egos.
That's true. And it's easier to fall into that now because nobody's leaving their house. They're just home. They're trapped virtual world that
they're falling.
They can make it whatever they want, you know?
Well, and we didn't have the distraction. So I think a lot of people over this past year have really realized how boring and mundane their life is. And mine is pretty boring and mundane these days.
Jimmy, would you say boring and mundane, or would you say a lot of people are kind of seeing through a lot of unnecessary busy work? Like they're looking at what is the real value of how I'm living my life? What do I actually like? Is this making me happy, or am I fucking miserable pursuing? Like you're not doing stand up anymore. You're doing a thing that you enjoy more, radio. Like you had that come into the Lord in your mind. You're like, I don't really want to do this. And you feel guilty because you didn't do stand-up when you talked to another comedian. And I'm here telling you, fuck that. If you didn't like it and you got out, you're a fucking hero to me. Take me with you.
Come join me, Jay. I mean, look, this show, I was on another show, but it was a little bit more right-wing, and my co-host was one of the guys that stormed the Capitol.
Oh,
so
I love him.
So I left that show, and then I went through a severe during the lockdown. I went through like this dark thing where I was disconnected, and I felt disconnected from all of my friends and my family, and the only way to connect was Facebook, and it was freaking bumming me out. And there's no amount of mushrooms, no amount of nitrous that was going to bring me out of it.
They're secretly getting back together, these two.
Jimmy. Honest question, and to anybody listening to this, Jimmy, you went into quarantine, and now you're disconnected from your friends and your family, and you felt. Can I ask you an honest question? Before all this shit hit, do you think you were genuinely connected to those people?
Well, I went to the bar several times a week.
But is that a real connection, or is that a superficiality? Is that like the character we present in public, and it's a wall, and now you're starting to see through that too? And go, was I really friends with these people?
Yeah, I have that thought, you know, like I still have pods of friends that I keep in contact with. Like even my high school buddies, we have a little chat session, but I haven't seen these guys in years. Like they came in town for our 40th birthdays a couple years ago, and we all went to the strip club and we got really drunk. Oh, sorry, Mike's wife. We didn't go to the strip club. And
fuck that. Mike's wife works there. Don't even try. Fucking slut.
You know,
I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sorry. Don't kick my ass. I'm sorry.
That was one of my first major depressive situations in life, was when I realized that my friends changed and our friendships changed. And did they change, or do you want change, or do you want growth? Well, they did, yes, and that's the thing with growth. The branches, you know, on the tree, the branches get further away from each other. Now they can still wave to each other, and they got leaves that drop from one and onto the other, and they kind of connect, and they're still part of the whole big ecosystem. But as the tree grows, the branches get further away, and I feel
like our relationship tree grew quite a bit, Jimmy. I feel like our relationship tree grew, and I feel like it was groomed to grow. That we were groomed like a bonsai to grow together, like a wave.
That's weird. But I mean, yes, I agree with you, Dwayne, just because I know you have guns. So
Airsoft, but okay.
what's next for society? Like, how do we heal from this? What do we need to fix? I keep looking at all the problems, energy and water wars, and we're gonna have rice shortages and climate change and socialism that's not happened yet. And then I say to myself, how do we fix this? We need to like start educating people, right? Because what happened on Wednesday is it mental illness or is it uneducated people?
Education isn't going to do shit
Okay.
if you're not taught the value of critical thinking. And that's the problem. People don't know how to respond to problems anymore because all we've done is avoid problems by saturating ourselves in media. So our escapism is coming back to bite us in the ass. And unfortunately, I don't see a way out of that because at base, most human beings don't really want to do shit. It's only pockets of people that want to do shit and are insane or driven because of some manic or whatever in our biology to just constantly be on the outside and seeking and striving. All you can really do is just encourage curiosity and open-mindedness and allow for conversations to be hateful. You allow for arguments. People have to stop being precious about it because the again, I'll say it again, this whole unified dream that is being sold to us forever by people that are in control of our money. Yeah. Anybody that tells you we need to come together is so they can put out a collection offering and take all our money. Unity is never good. Nothing, no conversation ever progresses.
To celebrate the occasion.
Yeah. Fuckers. We need challenges. And the challenge right now isn't, I don't know how to answer this without sounding jaded because I am a little jaded right now and I don't know how to communicate in a better balanced way, but I don't have a lot of faith in humanity as a whole. Like, I'm genuinely curious about what happened at the Capitol building as being the end result of the Age of Enlightenment. If you go back to the Age of Enlightenment when everybody was like, hey, what about the individual instead of like the king and the queen? That whole attitude started from wealthy fucking white Europeans who are staring at the monarchy going, hey, as commerce got better and more and wealth was created outside the monarchy system, you had a lot of like rich people who owned corporations for 1600s, 1700s or textile mills going, hey, I got more money than that fucking archbishop and that duke. Why am I having to kowtow to them? Hey, maybe the individual matters. And then you had the coffee shop scene, and then you had Revolutionary Wars. You had the war in France, all about the Age of Enlightenment, and it's turned into communism and socialism, and it's branched out in all these ideologies. But it really comes down to Stuart Mill's, like the self, the libertarian, the rights of the one person. But the more we get into the self, the easier it is to become so self-involved that we lose track of what it is to actually live in a society. And at our base, biologically, I genuinely believe we're a tribal species that lives in small groups to compete against other small groups so that we can grow. And we're facing that fight now between, are we all one or we're all just one individual? And we're yo-yoing back and forth when we get so hyper focused that it's turning into a lot of aggressive fights that seem to go nowhere. I don't know. I just feel like everyone's so selfish that I have believing in them. I have a hard time believing in love. I don't even know if love is real, to be quite honest. Have you ever been in love and it wasn't out of some sort of convenience?
Well, no, I experienced real love, Jay, and I've blown it every time. And now I'm still in contact with several of them as either as friends or just kind of wondering if I'm ever going to grow up enough to take a chance on it. But but I'm pretty resigned, and this year's pretty much cemented it. I'm gonna die alone. But I'm okay with it. And I look within quite a bit, and you're talking about Mills, and I worry about the society that we're living in right now. People are calling for the abolishment of government, and what is the reason for government? Why do we even have a government? And I think to myself, who was it that said it? Was it Locke? Life without laws would be cold, brutish, and short. We need a government. We need a government, and everybody complaining about the government. And I understand why people voted for Trump, because they thought that the government wasn't for them, or it wasn't providing for the small guy in rural Iowa or Ohio, and their factory had closed down, and the Democrats abandoned them, and the fact is that they were sold a lie, just like the people that stormed the Capitol on Wednesday. We've all been sold a lie. We've been sold a lie that the presidency is more powerful than it actually is. It's actually the smallest and shortest paragraph in the goddamn articles in the Constitution. That when you look at what the powers assigned to the different branches are, it's the shortest paragraph. And yes, the power of the presidency expanded a little bit during Obama's term, because the obstructionists in the Senate, which is only 50, what is it, 100 dudes can just stop the will of the people. So we need reform. We need maybe more senators, and we need term limits, and we need to overturn Citizens United, and we need to give the country back to the people, and we need to give people faith that they can do it. Right,
Jimmy, the people never had the country, and that's the problem with America. We have the American dream and American ideology to sell us, to give away all our rights to our leaders. The people that have the money always have the money. Exactly. And not just the country, the world. There's always kingmakers. There's always kings. There's always people that are in charge of shit, because we give up our power, because at base, most people don't want to do shit. They just want to live their fucking life.
All those dudes that we call the founding fathers, those were all the guys that were the fucking Trumps and the Bloombergs and the fucking Gates and those dudes of the day, man.
I won't go that fair, because, I won't compare Thomas Jefferson and Ben Franklin to fucking whatever the fuck, Elon Musk, we have so much unprecedented wealth. The fact is, to answer your question originally about what do we do to take things back, dude, nothing is going to change on the macro level. This is how society always works. It's always conflict. Anytime you create a system that in our minds is perfect and unsinkable Titanic, human beings find a way to manipulate it towards their interest. You take a room and you of 2,000 people and you give everyone a dollar bill. In a week, there's going to be a motherfucker in there that's got $1,500,
and they're all covered in coke.
It's the way our minds kind of work, and it's gotten us this far. So let's not knock it right away, because it's been pretty cool to see some of the advances, but it's something we have to be conscious of to make any decision moving forward, is allowing and realizing that whatever new thing we come up with, like I'll say it this way, and I'm sorry if this is a little philosophical, but I used to be homeless.
No, I love it.
I was homeless for 5 years because my dad stole my college money and got married and fucked some chick in England. And so I had nowhere to go, and I felt like a piece of shit loser because I couldn't go to college. And I had like 20 years of just violence and gunshots and pain and dysfunction. And I tried not to let it mark me as a person, but I realized if I was going to get out of it, I had to have 3 rules in life to move forward instead of living cyclical, repeating the same mistakes. Where I don't know if you've done this in your life, but I think we all have, where you're living a cycle where at one point in the cycle, you get some information that's supposed to break you out of the cycle, But because the mind is so selfish, we find a way to incorporate the new information so we can still live in the cycle with this new information. We just, we pervert it. So to get me out of that, I came up with these 3 rules. The first rule is don't bullshit yourself. You're going to anyways. The brain is amazing in this ability that we'll find a way to lie to ourselves just to live life. It's just the only way to do it. When someone asks you, have you heard this band? And you haven't, but you said yes because you're afraid to look like an idiot. You do that because who wants to have a fucking band conversation anymore? I don't fuck Fall Out Boy. I don't give a fuck. No, I don't know. But you have to be able to yourself at least lie to everyone. I don't give a fuck, but at least to yourself go, I have no idea who the fuck this band is. And so many times we convince ourselves of things so we appear smarter and better than we are. So learn how you do it and know that when you figure it out, your brain's going to try and find another way to bullshit yourself. So that's rule number 1. Second rule, don't take yourself too seriously.
Right.
Because you got to take yourself a little bit serious. You got to have some self-respect. But if you take yourself too serious, you're full of shit. You're bullshitting yourself. You're not anything. And then the third rule is you've got to allow yourself to suck. You're going to fail. You're going to fuck up. But you can't just fuck up all the time and just go, hey, I'm allowed to fuck up, because then you're bullshitting yourself. So all 3 of those things have to work in concert to kind of get you to move forward. And that's what I feel like that works for me. And maybe society needs to adopt some form of that. And maybe the pendulum will swing back to a more raw kind of, this is how information, we're just going to go no colored vision, stuff like that. But it's just going to pendulum back and forth because society needs a little flavor too.
Now, on those 3 rules, the don't be too full of yourself, or
don't bullshit yourself.
Don't
bullshit yourself. Don't take yourself too serious and allow yourself to suck.
Okay, so I think we got number 2 and 3 covered. Okay, the show's called The Least We Could Do, and have you seen our logos? And I mean, really, all we're doing, we're in our living rooms and we're just turning on cameras. So this we've got it, and we're sucking, and then allowing yourself to fail. We fail every day. I booked this show with you. Totally had a musical guest booked, and she messaged me.
Oh, I got you covered, man. I fucking got you covered, man. I got a musical guest for you. Hold on. I heard
a song for us?
Oh, yes.
It's the Rick and Morty theme. All right, I'm done. All right.
I thought that was Doctor Who.
Well, it was either that or a fucking tambourine. I didn't got shit. I'm not fucking.
Look, I got this at the thrift store the other day. So,
dude, motherfucker's got a guitar back behind you. What is that? Is that a Paul Reed Smith or a Gibson Jr.?
No, that's a Ibanez.
Oh, it's trash. Oh,
yeah, total trash. I can't play either one of them either. I just hang them on the wall.
You used to be a guitar salesman?
Yeah. I sold guitars in San Antonio. We called them Ibanez.
That's a Honer and an Ibanez.
So, tell me, what's up with San Antonio tortillas versus Austin tortillas?
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, okay. Right? Who cares?
See, don't take yourself too seriously. And what's next? Where do people find
actually,
you?
Jimmy, thank you. That was actually a fucking amazing thing you just did.
Great.
No, seriously. I'm sorry. No, I'm obsessed with this. Nothing's ever going to change. We're just going to have redefined things. So even if we end racism, people are going to murder each other over who's got better breakfast tacos.
Yeah. Well, my old buddy, who we don't talk anymore. We're not buddies anymore. But he's from Iran, and he was there during the revolution. They jailed him. He was a journalist, and terrible things. He used to tell me about how they tortured him, and it was terrible. And
yeah, that's the only way I can come.
Well, he can't anymore. They hit him about the scrotum so much. He said, "Jimmy, my balls are dead. They beat my balls. They're dead. They're just stinky sex." And I wanted to see it, but I never did. The point is this: his theory was part of human nature is racism. Like I will tell you this: I've had many opportunities to date other somebody of a certain race. Like they came to me and said, "Hey, I think you're cute," but I was not attracted to them, and I worry inside my heart, is that a form of racism? And I'm not attracted to somebody who looks different than what I am attracted to.
Listen.
So I guess
you're
what
talking
I'm
to the wrong
saying is,
I have a map with pins of all the countries of chicks I fucked because
okay, all right.
I'm a fun, cool guy who doesn't play by the rules. No, what you're talking about, it's called the fear of others. It's the fear of others. And that's how America works. That's why Trump is in office, because you can use Muslims and Mexicans, the others, and the people that are around Muslims and around Mexicans. Guess what? They're a little more chill about it. Like, we talk about Southern racism, where it's predominantly white, unless you live in Atlanta, and then, but it's predominantly white with, with a certain small percentage of black people that take up the entire culture of our mindset. Like, nothing will fuck an American up than realizing that Koreans and Japanese people hate each other.
Right.
Racist towards each other, and we stare at them like, you're exactly the same thing. I don't know why, because that's our form of racism. Like, when we're afraid of Muslims. The year before COVID hit, do you know how much Muslim violence happened in North America, including Canada and Mexico? You know how much Muslim violence? 0.1% people died from Muslim violence.
Yeah. Do you know you're talking Muslims attacking other Americans? Yes,
other North Americans. Now, do you know who's more likely to murder you tonight?
The cops.
Loved ones.
Yeah.
Loved ones. Someone who
My
knows
wife
you.
is more likely to kill me tonight.
Yes. But we can't think of that because they're close to us, so we don't see it as that. It's always the others, and that's how you control groups of people. Like, watch out for these people. They're coming for your thing, and then they're not questioning the authority that's been fucking them out of their thing. They're just looking at these new motherfuckers. It's why New York City is interesting to me when we talk about racist conversation. They're around. All the races are in New York City, and they all fuck with each other unmercifully, but they can coexist.
Yeah.
And when you get down to the South, when you have things so segregated and divided, you have a more violent form of racism, a more exclusionary. I'm sorry, my words fail me.
Exclusionary. Yeah.
I have a thing called cluttering. It's I just discovered it right before COVID hit. But
do you need the poop knife? Will the poop knife help you out with that?
I mean, is it made of poop?
It's a metal blade that's silicone coated, and it's a real thing. It says
for cutting your poo, man.
Yeah, it's do your friends or your family poop big? Do those logs sometimes need a little help going down? Endlessly spinning poops will mock you no more from the toilet vortex.
The ones that don't spin at all, they just are stationary and won't go anywhere.
You got a point.
I got fiber. Fiber.
That works.
Fiber.
I
don't have to stab my asshole to get shit out.
That's not what the poop knife is for.
No,
it's a knife.
Oversized turds.
Once it's in the bowl, you cut it up.
You cut it up
into bite-sized pieces for the toilet.
Why would I cut it up? I'd show it off.
Yeah,
right? You take pictures of it first, and you
it depends on how do you cut it? Do you mince it? Do you mince it, or is it like carrots where you do one at a time? What's the proper cutting technique?
I'm sure there's a Pinterest page with different types of how you've cut your poo with the poo.
Do I have to shit in a kitchen cutting board?
Well, no, but
you don't have to, but you can.
The complementary product that comes with this is the poop tongs. So you're supposed to take the poop out of the toilet with the poop tongs, put it on the cutting board, and then use the poop knife.
And then
this angers me more. This actually upsets me more than anything else we've ever talked about. That product exists. That was a person's dream. That was a man. That was a dude. That was a man. First of all, that was
Are
a
you kidding me?
man's
This
dream.
is the first and only week we're going to be sponsored by the Poop Knife because of this conversation.
All right, Poop Knife. Well, here it comes. I love you. I respect the fact that whatever this dude, he put on his dad's suit, this oversized suit, went to a bank and pitched it he got a loan. He got a fucking business loan, pulled out like graphs and figures and go, well, I got this Poop Knife. And the banker was like, shut the fuck up. You had me at Poop Knife.
Right.
I have not
Bravo,
done any research.
bravo.
This could have been a Shark
You should
Tank
all give a
thing.
hands to the Poop Knife. No? Am I the only one clapping? Clap it up. Give it up for the Poop Knife guy. Come on. Yay.
I was clapping.
Thank you. Thank you. We have to. Thank you, Poop Knife guy. That's
Whole crowd.
fucking great.
Give it up.
Have you ever invented something
Wait,
so
keep it
dumb?
going. Keep it going.
Have you ever invented something that somebody told you was a complete waste of time and your talents?
Yeah, it's called stand-up comedy.
But
I should have gone to college. I shouldn't be doing this.
do you miss it, Jay? Do you miss it? And then, like, did you, like everybody else? Like, I've been, friends with you since we met on Facebook, because I hoard my friends, as you know, and but I've been watching you. You're always great. You've been touring, but with the shutdown, and I know you had some comedy bookings that were. Everybody seemed to have a great year coming up, and then it just fucking stopped.
I was the opposite. I was to be quite honest, and I was not in a good place going into this. The quarantine, fine. When the world's falling apart, I'm at my best. If everything's on flames and going shit, I'm never more even keel, and that's because of a dysfunctional life. It's when things are okay that wrecks me, that destroys me. Yeah. So leading up to quarantine, I was in a really bad relationship. I was depressed. I ballooned up to 250 pounds over the course of 5 years. And I couldn't get out of bed, and I just didn't care about comedy, and the industry was changing in a way that disgusted me to deal with, like the phoniness. Like, I need genuine things in my life, and I'm surrounded by disingenuous people who are just either adding fan pages or just creating a simulated idea that they're doing comedy. But like, I'm okay with that on it, but it became all across the board, and I didn't really care. It was a struggle for me. Like, I couldn't even form thoughts because of the cluttering thing. I was in a very bad place, and I recorded a special December when the outbreak was happening in China. And during quarantine, I edited a special and I put it out there, but I got signed to Comedy Dynamics, and then I found out that they were shady as anybody else, and got out of it. And I have no purpose now. Like, the only thing I care about is ideas and creating jokes, but I'm doing it because it's all
releasing that special on YouTube was the greatest thing in the pandemic for me, because I loved it. That jazz funeral.
Man, thank you.
It's really good, Jay.
I'm probably gonna put it on Amazon Prime. I think I got to put the album out with it, but I'm ready to move on to new ideas and talk about those new ideas. And right now, like, I'm thankful that you had me on the podcast. Like, I said no to a lot of people because I didn't feel like I was ready to, like, if I'm going to come on here, I want to be prepared. I want to be able to talk about what you want to talk about and be present in the moment. Because I wish
we felt that way.
You have to, dude. Like, on the right hand side of the screen, I want to give a shout out real quick to Chris Robinson.
Yeah, the Black Rose.
I fucking love your brother's cool. I like his guitars, but Chris is really the heart of the band. But Chris Robinson has been like commenting and engaging, like the comment section on here. Shane had some stuff, Tyler Hill, like there's a lot of people. This is the coolest part, that I get to see what they're saying, and I didn't want to have that moment go by without giving a shout out to the people engaged and making this more human,
That's why I when I came out of my shell,
for fuck's sake.
What I'm saying is, yes, I was depressed too. I felt like I was coming out of my depression right as shutdown came, and then and because, like, last year I was doing the same thing that I've done this year. So I was prepared for the shutdown. I was happy. I was like, oh, good. I don't have to go and put on airs and do a thing and go to an event.
You're free.
I'm free. I can just DoorDash all of my food and lay on this couch, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do for America. So it felt great. And then I was like, I feel disconnected. And I feel not only disconnected, but I felt like shit was spinning out of control in my social media orbit. And I said, the least we could freaking do is for us to come on here and maybe be a distraction.
Yeah, you're selling it. Like, you're right, because honestly, you're right. There's a few people out there that absolutely need this, so I don't want to completely dismiss that. But you can't approach it that way because that's a trap. You're putting your ego ahead of your work. The work should always come ahead of the ego. Like, you need an ego to do this. You need an ego to do this. But the work has to come first, because the work will get better and the ego will come with it. But if you put your ego ahead of it and make this like a calling for an American way, then that's your ego hitting a ceiling, and your work is always going to hit that ceiling, and you're not going to move forward.
Well, I don't. I think maybe my words betrayed my heart.
Jimmy, Jimmy, hold on. I'm not going to let you get away with this. Okay. Fuck being connected to all the things. How did you connect to yourself? And are you connected to yourself?
Yeah, I regrounded myself. You can't do that
first. You can't do the others.
I regrounded myself and
got a Murphy bed.
The Murphy bed helped.
Fuck yeah.
And then that goes back to because you were talking about the thing that we do. I put these carrots out in front of me. You know, it was like, once I get a Murphy bed, everything will be great. And then I got that Murphy bed. And then maybe that part of that was my growth. I got the Murphy bed. And then I was like, yes, okay. I've been saying for years, once I get the Murphy bed, everything's going to be great. You know what, Jay? Everything was not great. It was.
Wait, you're saying capitalism isn't the end all be all?
I just had a shitty fucking life, living alone, preparing to die all by myself with a fucking Murphy bed. And then you know what's going to happen when they find my body? I'm going to be dead on the couch, and the Murphy bed's going to be up because I've got too much shit on the ground to put the fucking bed down.
Now that's
my money in the pool is still on you. If I was trapped between the Murphy bed and the wall,
no. First of all, if I was like one of those entrepreneurial fucking assholes who are constantly like fake it till you make it, hype creates substance. You didn't have a Murphy bed. You had a Murphy casket. That's a whole new business, baby. That's American commerce. We don't actually grow and move forward. What we do is we just add more bullshit to pre-existing things and call it innovation.
Yeah.
That's why you have people doing DoorDash, Uber, and having Airbnbs saying that they've got their side hustle on. It's like, no, motherfucker, you need 3 jobs to survive.
Yeah.
You're not free. You're not living your life. You're fucking chained to 3 fucking jobs.
These poor, I mean, now granted, I don't feel sorry for everybody because look, it's live within your means. I think if we've learned anything, it's that. And a lot of people are suffering because, you know, they had nothing and then got less. And
what you're doing is hold on. It's not living within your means because you don't have a choice. You can overextend yourself, but eventually that runs out. What you're doing is you can't get caught up in the trap of defining yourself by what you purchase and consume. And that is the thing. I learned it from my buddy Jeff Hines when I was 19 years old, and I love him to death for this. But people define themselves based on what they purchase.
Kyle, can we pull out the video of me with the meals?
Oh no.
Jeez.
Kyle, do we have can we see it? Can we see the meals video?
What are you talking about? Meals.
He's saying that I can't define myself by what I purchased. Let me see the clubs.
The clubs.
Yeah, because this is my new thing. I just decided the other day, I was like, I'm gonna exercise, but I'm not gonna exercise normal like most people. I'm gonna get these Iranian exercise clubs. They're called meals. And
that's how your friend lost his balls. It's a good workout. It's a good workout. It's a little tough.
Have you seen these things?
No, I just took a guess. I just wanted to.
If you have, they probably are way nicer than the ones Jimmy got.
Yeah.
Well, are we still talking about balls or hold on? What are we talking about?
We're talking about his balls and the meal.
Either way, they're deflated.
His balls are no meal. I'll tell you that.
So supposedly the Persians were overtaken. I mean, you know a lot of history. Who were the Persians ever beaten and then overtaken by some Sumerian tribe?
You mean Alexander the Great?
Yeah, Alexander. Who was he? Was he a Greek or was he a Roman?
Macedonian. Well, technically he was a Macedonian, but he took over Greece.
Let me show you what I just got. Let me see if you can see these. So I got these Persian meals. So the
Our atmospheric scientists
here's your history lesson.
do this. The Persians were conquered by I don't know who, but they took away their fucking swords, and they were like, "You can't have these swords." So they invented these wooden things, meals, and
and the footage is sending science writer Mick
I'm
West.
doing it wrong.
oh shit, I did it the wrong way.
Yeah, you're totally doing
But
it wrong.
oh man, my left hand can't.
You look like a fucking flag girl in high school. You're trying to direct an airplane into the World Trade Center. That's what you're doing right now. You're
With
directing
heavy-
the flight into 9/11.
They're what? Say that again, Jimmy. They're what?
They're heavy wooden clubs,
They're
not
6 fucking pounds.
6.
It looks like you're in the Los Angeles Lakers locker room and about to jerk them off.
Yes.
So I guess what I was trying to say is Dwayne's going to get a pair of these meals. I invite you
are
to
going
get a pair.
to get me a pair of those meals.
Okay, I'm going to get him
I'm
a pair.
not wasting my money on these things.
I invite you to get a pair, and we're going to start doing a weekly workout show where we do this workout. I look up Iranian meals on Google. You're going to be fascinated with the fitness.
Because Iran is just known for its amazing military presence in the world.
It's so far away too.
That's
Thank
what
you.
Trump sold us. And guess what? They're not. They're really not. They're protected by it because they got the oil.
By the way, since I have Jay here, I have to read today's. I went down to the paint store to get thinner. It didn't work.
Oh, God.
I love it.
Did you hear about the circus fire? It was intense.
Is this your dad joke book?
Yeah, my kid, man.
Can I tell you? Can I tell you my theory on dad jokes?
What's that?
Because we all groan at them, but we all secretly love them.
Yeah, we do.
You know why we love them? It's because they worked on your mom. Your mom fucked a dude who said, I went to the paint store, but I didn't get thinner. And your mom was like, I need that in my pussy right now. I want that Iranian meal and this fucking vagina right now. Stretch me out, baby.
Actually, I think
Ali Allah Akbar, man.
I think it was the meal in the ass, and then
The meal in the ass. Ass eaters. It is popular. All right.
Oh my God! So
it was DT, but it was mostly anal.
We don't have a musical guest. Do you want to just stay for the rest of the show, but we're going to take a quick break. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come back, and then I've got a bunch of stupid memes. We're just going to comment on them, and then we're going to end the show. Do you
want me to play music in the background while you're doing that?
Will you play us a song?
I won't do that because I'm very insecure about that stuff, and that I might cry.
Okay, well let's
and
not.
We did negotiate a price for that before.
But I want to show folks one of your stand-up sets. We had one set up. It's the funniest joke that you can't tell. Can we play that one?
Yeah.
Can we play that one? Okay. So we're gonna take a quick break. Don't go anywhere, Jay. We're gonna mute your mic and take a 5-minute break. Get yourself a drink. Drinking word is poop knife. You're listening to the least we could do. We're going a little long with Jay, but it's because he's freaking great and we love him. And we're going to be right back.
Our musical guest canceled.
Kyle and Dwayne are not going to smoke. I am. And this is weed. Where was this? Where did this set? Where was it? This guy?
I think it was at Austin Java on Lamar before they closed it down and moved it.
With Duncan and Hollywood. BKO.
Brendan K. O'Grady, the fabulous BKO.
God rest his soul. So we'll be right back. Watch this. It's hilarious. We'll be right back with some more Jay Whitecotton.
My dream first joke. I wish I could do it. I wish I could tell you this next joke. I wish I could tell you it, but I can't. I don't know. I wish I could just come out on stage and for my first joke, shoot myself in the face. Do I have to explain comedy to you people? Okay, here's how jokes work, all right? Every joke is built on the surprise. It's the violation of expectation. What would be more surprising than if the comedian walked out and just shot himself in the face? None of you would have seen that coming. Wouldn't that be amazing? You'd have a story for sure, definitely. All the celebrity that I have on me would be transferred onto you guys. People would want to hear about this. They're like, what? You were one of the 12? You were one of the 12 people that saw the show where the comedian shot? What happened? Was he just bombing for a while and decided to end his life? No, he did it immediately. Immediately? That's so weird. Who does that? Like he wasn't crying or anything? No, the host brought him on stage. We were happy to see him. And then he shot himself in the face. I know, it's great. Here's the best part. Maybe there's some girl named Sarah in the audience who's never seen comedy before, right? That means that's what she thinks comedy is for the rest of her life. Just ruined. Like people want to take her to comedy movies, right? Like, hey Sarah, do you want to see a rom-com? No! I want Paul Rudd to live! Just ruined, just shattered over Paul Rudd, right? Maybe her whole life falls apart, her marriage comes undone, and then she finds herself in a mental hospital, right? She's just rocking back and forth, and she feels like the blood's never going to come off of her, right? And all these doctors are trying to talk to her, and no one seems to reach her until one day the Puerto Rican janitor comes in, and they lock eyes, and they fall in love, right? And then maybe he teaches her how to dance, because that's what they do, I guess. I don't know. And there's that really romantic scene where he takes his janitor sponge and just washes off all the blood she feels will never come off. This is my rom-com. I'm pitching this right now. I'm pitching this movie. Then maybe she finds herself, right? Maybe she gets her strength back and they let her out, graduate her. I don't know how it works, but you're saying, right? They kick her out. And then her parents pick her up and they have this big nice party and they invite all her friends, right? And they bring out this cake on icing. It says, "You're not crazy." And then they cut it up themselves because they still don't trust her with knives. And then mom and dad pull Sarah aside and go, "All right, Sarah, it's been a few years. It's time to go see a comedy show. It's time to take back your life." So they get on the computer and get a Groupon for some chuckle hut, right? They get 12 free passes for some defensive driving BS or something like that. And they don't even research who's performing because who does that? It's comedy. It's not an art form. It's all the same. Men are different from women. Cut it out. And then they all go and they file in, they get their 2-drink minimums and they all sit there and they're all waiting for the show. And Sarah's all tense and they're holding her hand and the lights go down. And then the host walks out on stage and then immediately shoots himself in the face. Come on! Immediately! Because then it's stock. It's hacked by that point. It's black people dance like this. White people dance like... Guys. Relax, I'm not actually going to kill myself, all right? I'm too old. Look. I just feel like once you reach a certain age, it's no longer suicide. You just died. Yeah, no one's at a funeral for a 35-year-old going, "Why?" You know why. You know. Everyone saw it coming. I don't know. It's a good joke, guys. I wish I could tell it to you, but I don't know. I'm going to keep working it out, you know? Wouldn't it be great someday? You may see this guy doing this joke. Maybe you turn on the TV one day, you see me on Conan O'Brien. Mm-hmm. TBS, very funny. You see me doing this joke and you're like, "Oh my God, he didn't do it yet." All right? Wouldn't it be great if I became known for this? It just blew up. I became so famous. Oh, it's the kill himself guy. Yay, right? I get movie deals. I get TV deals. I get my own sitcom where I play the weird schlubby guy and I got this really hot wife and everybody's like, "Why is she fucking him?" That's what the show's called. Why is she fucking him? That's crazy. And it would be great. Like I get all this success and all this wonderful things happen to me. And at the end of all that success, then I fucking killed myself. Commitment to the bit. Because then you'd have another story. People would want to know. People would like, what happened? Jay killed himself. Was there a sign? Yeah. Well, I mean, did he ever talk about it? Every night. And we loved it. It made us so happy. Sometimes we go to we bring our children, we bring our babies to the show, and it's like, here he is, it's the kill himself guy. Oh, people will be standing up, not knowing what to think. We've never seen anything like this before. Sometimes there'd be a guy in some office, right, with a blue tuxedo and a busted up hand, just telling people about this. Like, oh my God, yo, Cart, it's your cousin, Marvin Cobain. Hey, you remember that hot new suicide sound you were looking for? Well, listen to this. Maybe you guys just aren't ready for that yet. But your kids are going to love it.
It's a generational thing. It's a generational thing. So, I miss being on stage. I miss making people laugh, and that's it's a real life thing that's important. You know, making people laugh, because it is nice to abstract yourself from real life and laugh, and you've got a real art to it. And I can't wait to see you again on stage. And I'm very thankful that you came to join us tonight.
Well, thanks for having me. Genuinely.
Thanks a lot, man. And it's a crazy world we live in, and it's gonna probably get crazier. I hope that we can start to bridge the divide enough that we can all get back to the art of making money off Bitcoin and Tesla, and then maybe, you know, really what I'm looking. Do you have any student loans?
Oh no, my dad stole my college money.
Okay, so
yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. Did he marry the British girl that he fucked?
Well, yeah. Here's the thing. I was 17, going on 18, and he had gotten me a joint bank account, and I was like, all right, I don't know what the fuck how banking works when I was like 13. And so I just been putting money into it from jobs that I worked, because I've been working since I was 13, doing like AV tech shit, and you know, Six Flags and whatever job would hire a fucking idiot who did not care about it. Right. And well, I wanted to go to college because I was brought up that you have to go to college. And when the moment came, he kicked me out of the house so he could start a new family. His words. And he took my college money, and on the honeymoon went to England, where she was from, and just spent it all on fucking booze and whatever fucking you do in England.
Yeah. So are they still married?
Yeah. Like, she's actually really cool. I don't talk to them at all. Like, she looks like Paul McCartney, and she's got MS, so I feel bad for her.
Yeah.
But
because of the MS or because of the Paul McCartney thing?
I mean, either way, it's the same look.
Yeah. So, what were you going to be? Like, what were you going to study?
What were you going to do for you?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like,
you don't.
I was I had nothing. So all I wanted to do was, play music. I started playing music because I was homeless. I was like, well, I'll learn guitar. My friend challenged me on it. I don't really know what I would do. Who knows? The whole student loan thing, I feel so grateful that I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Because I applied for it, but you couldn't get student loans until you were 24. You had to get a parental cosigner. And thankfully, my dad was like, oh, I'm going to cosign to get this money. And he showed up in a homemade kilt wearing moccasins, and he's never had a job. And so he was just like, why won't you give my son money and use my name to vouch for it? And they're like, you don't have a job and you're wearing a dress.
Yeah.
Like, badly.
There's a difference between a dress and a kilt. We all know that.
You're drunk right now in a serape and a kilt. Like, I'm not. This is not exaggeration. I'm telling you the honest truth, and everyone laughs. And I'm like, that was my jeans.
Good jeans.
Yeah. Well, let's make sense of the world with memes, shall we,
Leave it
Kyle?
up, baby.
Oh, yeah, real quick. We got a voicemail. Let's hear the voicemail.
Website, theleastwecoulddO.com. It's terrible. I went to the store. I mean, the least you could do is sell someone something.
The translation.
And what language is this even? The least you could do is finish your fucking website.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. So we get a voicemail, and it turns out it's Dwayne. Thanks, Dwayne. Yeah, our website sucks. Everybody go to our website and vote it. It's theleastwecoulddO.com. There's nothing
Here's what
there.
was going on. Let me explain this to you, Jimmy. I was looking at our Facebook page as, someone just looking at our Facebook page would, and I saw the website there, and I clicked on it, and I was like, man, they got a store. Maybe I should check out, see if they sell some shit. Nothing.
No.
Nothing. We had those fucking T-shirts. You could have sold them there.
Yeah. So this one is sad. It's from 1936. They're saying that if fascism comes to the U.S., it'll be wrapped up in the American flag and heralded as a plea for liberty and preservation of the Constitution. This is the same thing that happened, during the Red Scare and the McCarthy hearings. It was Americanism, and it was preserving the Constitution, and fascism was wrapped up in trying to stop communism. Now we've got it in this love for Trump, and I don't know why this is in the memes. Okay, next.
It actually, hold on. It's in the memes. Like, can we talk about that for a second?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the guy's name. I want to say James Doolittle. But there was a general around the time of FDR. Because FDR was doing the New Deal and all the socialized programs.
Mm-hmm.
There was actually this close to a coup attempt. It wasn't Doolittle. He was World War II. There was a World War I era general that they wanted to march the military into the Capitol and take over to prevent FDR from doing the social stuff. Like, Congress had planned a coup, and I want to say that was in the early 1930s, around this time.
We'll have to look that up.
It's fascinating to me that no one's really talks about it. Like, they actually went to trial, and there wasn't enough evidence to prosecute anybody, but they went to this general thinking that he would be a patriot, and they used that to kind of get him to lead it. And he was like, no, I'm still an American, and this is actually wrong.
Yeah.
And
I feel like I heard someone bring that up recently. Well, in the last couple of days, with all the talk about the, first time the Capitol's been stormed since, 1814 or some shit.
Yeah, they were trying to do the war, like the Brits. I was like, no, this has happened before. It's come close a few times. It's just when you challenge a power structure, they lose their fucking minds, because it's like rich people can't handle not having it their own way.
Right.
And if you're poor, the world falling apart, you're like, yeah, whatever. I don't have anything, so fuck it. But the rich people are the ones that make shit frantic.
Yeah, and do you feel that any of the reaction to the protests this summer, or the claim that we need to defund the police or reform the police, is that stemming from, and then even like the reaction from Obama being voted in back in the day, is this white America scared of losing something?
Everyone's scared of losing something. That's why people are against change, because they're afraid of change. They're afraid of the unknown.
Yeah.
That's always been the case. It's a very human thing.
And that was also apparent during the lockdown. People were like, no, I want to continue living my life. Well, yeah, we all did.
Dude, the arguments that we're having right now every generation, it's like sex. Every generation likes to think that they invented sex.
Mm.
And then you go to like India and you see these Hindu temples where it's just a mass orgy of statues fucking each other. And that's their church.
Mm-hmm.
And that was built like in 800 BC. So
right.
An exercise that I do to get myself out of the tunnel vision of just thinking past like up until Obama, I watch a lot of 90s era C-SPAN, 80s era C-SPAN, like the most boring shit. And then I'll watch comedy specials from like 50s, 60s, 70s, like whatever I can take that they're conversing about the issues of the day. And it's the same shit with the same energy of this is the apocalypse. This is the end of the world.
Right.
The apocalypse in the Bible already happened, by the way. Jerusalem burned down, and this was thousands of years ago. It burned down, and that was the end of their world. So they were correct from their point of view when they wrote down this is how it's going to happen, and it did happen, but we still move forward. So the only thing that you're seeing die is our perception of reality, and the next generation will carry the torch of being bothered by women wanting to be human beings or fucking whatever stupid shit they're worried about.
Next. Hi, I'd like a wake-up call. That's happening. Is anyone really surprised that Donald Trump is trying to force himself on America after she said no? I mean, we did know this was going to happen, right? Didn't we all know?
I want to search if anybody grab him by the Florida. I don't.
No coop for you. Next. This one hit hard today.
Those Captain Wafers?
Did you see the Donkey Kong one?
I saw people were really upset that Ritz didn't come out with
barrels down at
I saw there was a real life comment on Twitter or something from Chuck E. Cheese about this thing. Like Chuck E. Cheese corporate put out a thing, and then there was somebody else. It was like the Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruity pass or something. They like revoked the pass of
Denny's
of some, I don't know. Next.
That sucks. I can't do it. I can't do it. That sucks. I got one from Fleshlight.
That's still a thing?
Yeah, Fleshlight sent out the Interactive Lifeforms LLC.
Why are they not sponsoring this show?
They go, Fleshlight, they're Austin-based. They go, Fleshlight condemns the acts of violence and hate at the Capitol.
Yeah.
Though we don't actually create light, we believe in the illumination that is the democratic process. That's what makes us come.
Did they put that's what makes us come?
Oh, God, I hope so.
Together.
No, I did.
Okay.
I did.
Why are you not running their Twitter?
I'm trying.
You should.
Trump cost Republicans the presidency, the Senate, and the House. The son of a bitch actually did it. He made America great again. Do you think he should be impeached, and or should the 25th Amendment be invoked to prevent him from running again? Or
the easy answer is yeah, fuck it, why not? Fuck him. But the truth is, like, that would just be political theater to make the same people that did nothing feel like present themselves as if they were moving forward finally, and it's just a fucking con.
Here's what I want to know: can he fucking pardon himself? Is that a possibility?
We don't know.
You have to. No, you do. You have to actually be first. I think you have to be convicted of the crime before you can be pardoned of the crime. And the way the law works, he would have to. Not in this time frame. No, he won't be president if they take him to.
He can't
court.
pre-pardon himself.
Well,
no, there's no pre-pardon.
I think he could, because I think you have to list the crime that you're pardoning them for.
But if they haven't been convicted of that fucking crime yet,
but he could like go.
You can't
in
pardon
there.
something that doesn't have. You can't pardon a non-conviction. What you can do is Trump. If Trump, if anybody could do this, like I'm supposing, we'll find out. You could do the same thing that you do in any negotiation with a prosecutor and say, hey, if you give me immunity, I'll tear down, I'll give you all the fuck ups, I'll give you all the bad people. So he could sell out a lot of people and have immunity. Yeah. And in the process of immunity, he could reveal all of his crimes. If he has a Like it's the last episode of The Shield.
Yeah.
Right. What if he invites Eric over for like grilled cheese sandwiches with the crust cut off, and then like bludgeons him about the head, or like snuffs him with a pillow or something, and then he pardons himself for the murder of Eric Trump? Could he do that? Like all in the same
Well,
day?
I don't think anyone would charge him for that as a crime.
Yeah, I agree. Next. When we said Trump was threatening our democracy, this is what we meant. Yeah. A lot of people have called this one. Next.
Pardon Joe Exotic. Fuck.
If the United States saw what the United States is doing in the United States would invade the United States to liberate the United States from the tyranny of the United States. Agree?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I'm still reeling from the last one because in my mind I'm like, oh yeah, could you say, yeah, when we said Trump was threatening our democracy, this is what we meant. I don't know, maybe suppressing votes and redistricting votes to keep out minority voices already circumvented democracy to get us to this fucking point in the first place.
Yeah.
So maybe bothering with a distraction is kind of like what that is to me is the fucking keys being shaken in our face. Like, hey, look at the shiny keys, look at the shiny keys. And you're like, you've already done everything you could to fucking make sure we don't actually have a vote. So fuck off.
Yeah. Go fuck yourselves.
I'm not gonna bother with the fucking ugh.
Next.
I'm getting angry. I'm fucking
It's all right. Hey Alexa, what is white privilege?
They do the same thing to me.
White privilege is storming the Capitol building and not getting shot. So a lot of people are saying that if this was a Black Lives Matter event storming the Capitol, it would have been different. Did you see that? Have you felt that? How do we explain it to our white brothers who don't see that? And if you can pass at any time when I ask.
No, I'll answer anything. I mean, I'll bullshit any fucking answer. Like, but there's a reason why up front I say, hey, take it at face value. I speak declaratively, but I don't believe I know enough to be able to comment. So, like, this is all opinion when it comes down to it.
I mean, I got a minor in philosophy, and I felt like one of my greatest lessons in philosophy was learning that I know
never bringing up ever getting a minor in philosophy if you want to get laid. That should have been. That's what I'm assuming you were about to say that you learned.
Do you have a guitar in your lap?
I put it to the side.
A song for a lady? Like, you know what? I'd like to play a song right now. Have you done that,
dude? Oh, okay. Fucking, and it worked.
Let me have my minor.
I shouldn't be a comedian. I am wasting my fucking.
Are you saying
talent.
Because you couldn't learn, you couldn't take the time to learn how to play guitar? You just went to college instead?
That's it. Yeah, I waited until I was 40 years old to go back to college, and that's why I'm not successful.
If it was a black uprising, not even a black uprising, because let's be fucking honest here. When you're a minority, you're gonna need some white allies,
right?
And if you look at a lot of the marches, it's like, remember when gay people were allowed to get married finally, and you went out in the streets? Like, I have a lot of old gay friends. When I was first homeless, the people that took care of me were some transvestites, and I am forever grateful. Like, thank God, like they kept me from getting raped by fucking predators. I've known some very good people in my life, gay or not. And the funniest thing to me was once gay marriage was legalized and the streets and the parades opened up, it was a lot of straight white girls just having the time of their life. And all my old gay friends are just tired, like, I guess. It's, to answer your question, we need more white women speaking up for black groups.
That is what we're missing right now. Next, I'm bored with this one. Wow, after all the resignations, it's Trump's cabinet. Everybody's jumping ship. But
I mean, why wouldn't you?
When you're drinking claws.
Yeah, it's like telling your teacher it's like calling your teacher a cunt like on the last day of school. Who fucking cares?
Yeah, great. You should have done that when she was giving us those extra tests.
Do they think that by bailing out now it saves them for some position in the future? Like if we jump ship 2 weeks before the end, Are we
What
okay?
what they're waiting for is the Tecumseh curse to kill Biden, and then they can challenge Kamala in 4 years. That's why Ted Cruz is doing all the posturing he's doing now, because he's trying to get the last remnants of Trump supporters to be on his side. That's what they're kind of fighting over a little bit.
How sad is this last day of work going to be at the White House for these people?
Oh, well, that requires a first day of work.
What about this guy, Ted Cruz? You got any nice words to say about this guy?
I don't have a nice word to say about anyone in authority.
Okay. Next. You're laughing. A grown man tased his own balls until he died, and you're laughing.
Yeah, dude. It's the one thing about Trump that everyone was right on. He did make comedy amazing.
How about this poor woman that got trampled to death with a "Don't Tread on Me" flag?
It's incredible. What a gift. What a fucking gift. That's a gift. Like, how do you not enjoy that?
Sensitive. You're so insensitive to laugh at that. I can't do this anymore, George. You care more about your paranoid conspiracy theories than you do about me. That's exactly what the government wants you to think, Darla.
Yeah, I want to say this.
Okay.
I reject now every conspiracy theory that has ever been done based on two fucking things. One, you're telling me the same government that could fake the moon landing, kill JFK, steal alien technology to control the weather, they can't handle a fucking Waffle House fight in a goddamn Capitol building? And going before that, all the fear about the CIA killing Kennedy. Trump called them faggots. Trump called them pussy faggots, and probably the N-word. Who knows? And the CIA took it like a bitch.
Yeah.
They didn't do shit. He's still alive, so
he's president. Next. No matter what your political views, I think we can all agree that it feels good to get your genitals licked, right? Does everybody agree?
Yeah, I'll be honest. Like, from experience, I will party and fuck with like conservatives before most of my most progressive friends, based on the fact that all the conservatives I know are so fucking repressed.
They're ready to go.
Oh man, you get some good creepy shit out of that. It's
Ready
fun.
to lick some genitals?
Being the complete opposite of the success of their fathers, does that get you better sex or no sex?
No, you need the daddy issues to have the good sex.
Yeah. Next.
It's not about their successful fathers. It's about them being successful at being bad at being a father.
This one kind of threw me for a loop. I was like, I've been doing it wrong, every morning. I just need to be like, and I'm depressed.
Super depressed.
Here I am.
I can't. Well, I mean, who isn't? When you think about things for long enough, you're going to be depressed. The problem with depression is I refuse to engage in it because I believe it's a form of branding now, and it's become a personality type as opposed to a medical condition that needs actual care.
Yeah,
it's cool to be like sad.
Yeah, everybody else has jumped on the depression wagon, and all of a sudden, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be happy because these depressed people are stealing it from me.
No, you know what depression is? It's reality meeting your entitlement.
Yeah. Next.
These have been around for a while.
Next.
I'm okay with this. I'm okay with that. I think every baby should be born racist and conservative.
And with grenades strapped to its back.
And worn his body armor.
And then grow liberal as you get older.
This is Dwayne trying to quit smoking and get healthy.
Dude, you're not kidding. Holy fuck.
Are you making you got any resolutions, Jay?
I've never had a resolution in my life.
This wasn't even a resolution. This was me coughing up a lung every fucking morning.
Yeah, you gotta stop smoking, man. Next. I have two conditions in my will. I want my remain spread at Disney World, and two, I do not want to be cremated. Do you think this would hold up in court?
I mean, if you're already dead, who gives a fuck?
And I guess it depends on, like, not cremated, but do you want to be blended or, diced?
Just dismembered, really.
Yeah.
Drawn and quartered, maybe.
Just leave Disney World smothered, chunked, and
I want to be put. I want whatever Walt Disney did to his fucking body.
Oh, I think it was Frozen.
Yeah, and cut off the
the
head.
head.
Yeah.
Him and Ted Williams.
Next.
I think their heads are frozen together.
You straight, Jay?
No, I mean, I guess. Like, I mean, I don't. I mean, I won't fuck a guy. I'm not attracted to men, but I love saying I'm gay because it really changes every conversation.
It freaks me out. I've been donating plasma. Hey, are you looking for some extra money? Because you can make like 400 to 500 bucks a month
again.
I need a job. I really should donate.
I'll send you a link, and you can make 700 bucks in your first month. But anyway, I wanted to share this because
if you don't do mushrooms 3 times a week,
I'm out.
No, you can do mushrooms. I did mushrooms the night before a donation, and
I've denied you.
I have smoked the devil's lettuce on the way there.
Oh, Jimmy,
that's all I've done all year. Honestly, that's my resolution, was to do drugs every day, and so far it's been fantastic.
Good job. Next,
Jimmy, I wanted to bring something up to you. Did you notice that your buddy said that he paid for the press conference in front of the White House?
Who?
Alex Jones?
He paid for that?
He said he came out and said his company paid for that press conference and rented out the ellipsis and all the equipment. 80% of it was an unnamed private donor, and then his company.
Wouldn't it be something if all the people that put money into it and like bust people from Texas and Tennessee and Georgia and like there's one guy that had 80 buses chartered to bring people into DC. What if they were found to be complicit? And then what if Alex Jones was found to be complicit? It's who cares? Fuck them.
I don't know, man. I was thinking about this hardcore. I don't like any of those people, and I detest what they did. And I was thoroughly entertained by it, and I was very jealous because I've always wanted to see that happen, but not by these fucking dorks. And even as much as I hate these people and disagree with them, I still wouldn't go to the cops to snitch on them like a little fucking bitch.
Were you surprised or shocked, or like what would you use to describe seeing it happen?
Euphoric.
Entertained.
Highly entertained.
All right, so we
just love yum. Love it.
We've had this picture up for a while, so I need to explain it. I
got a friend request from her too.
Did you? Okay, and then like in the bearding community, we're in the bearding community, Jay, and so are you because you have one. But I mean, we are part of the club. Bottom line is,
you're lonely. You're weird men who need community because you were raised to be special little sweethearts, and now you're trying to attain some form of masculinity that doesn't exist anymore.
No, so actually, my wife told me I couldn't keep hanging out in the garage and getting high. I had to hang out with people.
Yeah, you have to drink. You're drinking craft beer, but you're allowed to talk about your emotions.
Yeah,
you didn't make. You actually made beards worse.
Next.
I'm sorry. I can't not fuck with the people that actually are doing something. I don't want you to think I'm a bitch. All right. I'm very happy to be here. I just don't want you to think I'm your bitch.
Okay.
It's a very insecure thing. It's my fault. It's mine.
So this is outdated, but last week I saw this and I thought it was funny. I celebrate 420 on 1.5 because I know how to reduce fractions. All right, next.
Let's do it.
Next. So good. Hey, bro, you okay?
How the fuck is it almost March again?
It's right around the corner, dude. Next.
Oh, geez. 48.
I'm so fucking starved for the human form and like a woman's touch. I almost bought this the other day. Next.
Of course you did.
It doesn't work when it's cracked. Dude, right? Would you have killed E.T.?
Fuck no, dude.
Are you gonna give an alien you just met your last bag of Reese's? You know you can't.
I'd have got high with him and split it, bro.
You don't have a job. You're reliant on this allowance, and you got to do the chores every week to get the allowance. You've got one bag of Reese's Pieces. You're going to just give it to some strange alien, but yet you want to build a wall. You assholes. Next.
You lost
dude, my plants. I killed them. It's going to frost tonight. We're going to get snow here in Austin, Jay. Are your plants ready? Are they outside still? You can bring them in. They're going to
they're hydroponic.
You can't grow those plants outside in Austin.
Next. This Sydney was going to be our musical guest, and she heard this, so this was going to be a surprise for her.
Yeah, what the fuck, Sydney? I was looking forward to hearing some cool music.
Next.
I was actually. I want. I'll check it out online.
Dude. Jay, what do I do about this? The loudest sound on earth every morning says, go back to bed.
Oh, dude. Do you want the truth?
Yeah.
And the uncensored truth, the pre-cancel culture truth. I come from shit, so I know how to speak to shit. And sometimes I have to speak shit to myself. So whenever something like I have to get done and all the anxiety and all the insecurity and all the resistance starts popping up, I just tell myself to stop being a faggot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not me telling me, it's the bullies I grew up with who would beat you up for, oh, you're gay for wearing a purple sweater, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we're from that generation. We weren't bullied for our political views like this generation.
No.
We were bullied for anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And even saying political views. So that voice is in my head all the time. Look, dude, no one's going to fucking do it for you. Get the fuck up.
Yeah.
And you're not going to win that battle all the time.
I know growing up, I would hear these stories of people that were different than the norm. And, you know, when they would give their testimonial, they're like, well, so I got one arm that's smaller than the other, and they called me old tiny arm, and my whole life I was ridiculed. And then I went to school and I studied and I did all this research, and then I invented this thing, and now I'm banging Paulina Poroskova, and I'm the lead singer for the Cars. And it's like, I wish I had that drive.
Well,
okay.
I mean,
next.
No, the loudest sound on earth is Dead Mouse 5 last night at fucking Barton Creek, or no, what the fuck is the name of the place?
Barton
Creek Amphitheater.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, my neighbor app was going off the hook last night.
Can I give a shout out real quick to Aaron D. Johnston, who just called me out in an amazingly good and funny way. Because so he just wants the status of being gay, but won't bang guys. and then followed by, you made the world worse. Aaron fucking rules, and I think I have to fuck him. I feel
I can hook you guys up.
I can hook you guys up.
I don't want to be a hypocrite. I apologize. I'm very sorry, Aaron. You're Aaron. I'll put the D in Johnston. I got you.
He's the
very pornographic name. We're gonna need a poop knife. We're gonna absolutely need it. I'm the poop knife. You don't need that fucking thing. I'll be the poop knife.
I'll cut your poo.
What do you think about this? I saw this and I said, I think I've already got it. Are you a hypochondriac, Jay?
No, I'm too caught up in the fact that I also spell humor with an O-U-R because I grew up reading Terry Pratchett. And it's so nice to see a British thing because I'm tired of getting made fun of for misspelling humor and color, even though I'm fucking right.
I typed honor in a text message today and put a U in it for some fucking reason. And I had to go back.
Because you were saying you were honorable. That was a good thing to do.
I was talking about Jimmy.
Oh, you're a liar. Okay.
Exactly.
Is that it, Kyle? No. This is life.
What is this? Snowman porn?
Sleep.
Is this a good time to tell you guys that I fucking hate meme culture?
Yeah,
Me too.
it's just a time machine.
And we do this every fucking week.
I know why people fucking love it, but it's just to me, it's the
Dude,
most
go back to the rat. I've
back to the
got fucking rats in this apartment. It is
That's not a
terrible.
rat,
Now,
dude.
they're not in my apartment, but they're in the walls. And then we found the hole.
That's
The
a
hole
gerbil, bro.
is right underneath the power line hookup from the pole. So the pest guys like can't close the hole, so you guys just have to live with this. So I saw this and I'm like, what can I put in this hole? Like, is there a marmot?
It's not a rat, Jimmy. It's a gerbil. Like
Ricky
this
Tikki
picture
Tabe?
makes Richard Gere cringe.
What
but
is the
it's not a rat.
natural? But I need to know what the natural predator of the rat is, other than cat, because I can't shove my neighbor's cat in this freaking hole. It's too small. Cobras?
They have no other natural predator.
Rat snake.
They're
Rat
too nasty to eat.
Just get a rat trap, dude.
No, well, because they can leave the place, they're not going to the traps. The guy was like, well, as long as they can leave and come back. So right now the strategy is we need to close up all the holes, and then they'll start to starve to death. Then they go to the traps. Then we kill them one by one. There's thousands in this fucking building. And it's like, can't you?
If you get them to eat like fucking Alka-Seltzer,
You let-
does that like blow up their insides? Like
you
a
let
sea
the
color
open
and shit?
mic guitarists across the way, and the person that does like spray paint art and shit get away with not paying rent for 6 months. I've been paying rent, but I got rats. I guess what I'm saying is
It's gonna be okay, Jimmy. It's gonna be all right.
Yeah, it's all right, man. They're just rats. Hey, Jimmy.
Yeah.
How about those rats in Congress? Am I right?
Yeah.
How are we gonna get rid of those rats, eh?
All right, are we done with
your
we're done with
comment? Was
memes?
brilliant.
We've
The guy
gone
from Black Crows.
we've gone over, and yes, you saved the show, Jay. You did it. I knew you could do it, and you were very very honest
yeah.
with your opinions, and you were forthright in the history and the knowledge that you brought forth to all of our audience. And I think all of us are much smarter tonight because of your presence here. What's next for you? Where do you want people to go and see you? Is it jwhitecotton.com, or is there another link that Kyle already has?
No, I had a Chinese company steal my domain, so I was using that as a goof. If you want to check out some stuff, check out my buddy Sam Talent. He just came out with a book. They put him on Mark Maron and Stanhope, and
Okay, cool.
all the sales go to him. SamTalent.com. Check out Dracula's with a K, starring my buddy Mike Wiebe. It's
Mike
an
Wiebe.
amazing.
Mike.
Incredible. Their album that came out this year. I'm not being facetious or hyperbolic, because I'm not going to read Sam's book because I hate stand-up comedy themed literature. But I will promote it because I love Sam.
Right.
But Mike Wiebe, Dracula's, that last album that they came out with is fucking good. It is like
brilliant.
Legit best album to me in the past year. And as far as stand-up albums go, check out Amber Bixby. She released an album. My buddy John Rabin's got a funny album. There's so much stuff out there. Just, support.
Yeah.
Listen, I love John Rabon. I love Amber Bixby. I love Amber Bixby. I just recently got involved, or I just learned of her accident, and she had a GoFundMe. If you want to know comedy, she is hilarious. Her delivery is yeah.
No, she didn't have an accident. That's someone
Oh
else.
no, who am I thinking of?
Ashley.
Ashley, yeah, that's right. Never mind. Amber's fine.
Did you just kill Amber? I'm going to connect to you if you guys don't mind. My buddy Casey Aurora had an album come out on a label. Like it's really, really funny, dude. He's a New Yorker, but he's Indian. Casey Aurora, and he does a podcast that's really fucking fun, where he has other podcast hosts, like what your format is. He has a game show for you guys to compete against each other. and it's just super fun. And I have to connect you guys.
Please do.
And check out Casey's album.
Casey's album, and what's his website?
I don't Google
Casey. Okay. But
if I have to promote myself, which I hate
you, follow at Whitecotton on Twitter, because
I don't even give a shit about
says
that.
Funny shit all the time.
The special on YouTube, I actually have to promote because the people that filmed it, Heavy Metal Wrestling, they did zero work. They just actually filmed it. I did all the work. I had to edit this motherfucker. But if you want to, I put it out for free. It's on YouTube. Just look up Jay Whitecotton Jazz Funeral. And if you like it, my Venmo and my PayPal's there. If you want to throw me a few bucks, that would be really cool. If not, no big deal. Handle your own business. Take care of yourself first. It's out there. It's making fun of comedy specials, and it's very COVID like themed with what was going on. So
isn't there a COVID cut?
Put it out there. It's well, the COVID cut is I forgot to name one of the guys that was helping work the door, and it broke his heart. So I had to put it out on YouTube twice with his name edited back in.
Oh, do you still owe them drugs?
No, everybody gets drugs. That's how I've made money. It's from that album, and if you want, fuck it. This is hit me up if you want shrooms, acid, DMT. I get 4 or 5 different strains of weed. I would really like it if you bought pounds because I'm trying to move more besides between here and San Antonio.
Yeah,
my favorite
DMs. We'll talk.
Yeah. No, I'm doing it publicly. I'm going to be how people sell themselves as comedians. I'm going to start selling myself as Mr. Marijuana or something like that. All the gimmicks. I'm going to have a fan page. It's going to be fantastic. I'm going to get the word out and probably never go to jail, right?
Probably not. That's awesome.
You're going to live forever. Thank you, Jay. Be good. Everybody give him money. Go and look for, God damn it. I said
Jazz Funeral.
Jazz Funeral. Jay Whitecotton Jazz Funeral. It's hilarious. Thanks for joining us tonight. Thank you, Kyle, for doing the show. We're just going to go out. We're going to go out with music. We've got no after video. That's it. Hey, we'll see you later, buddy.
God is dead.
See you later, Dwayne. Join us for our meal workout coming soon. It's been the least we can do.
At the very least.
Thank you.